Hey Mena Warriors, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and I share a weekly video with you every Monday about something related to menopause. Make sure to click the subscribe button before you watch this so that you don't miss future episodes. You can also click the bell icon, then it gives you a notification that I've sent out a new video. But I share a video with you every Monday at 10 a.m. UK time, and I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. So if you've got things you want me to answer, either drop me a comment beneath the video or message me on Instagram if it's a bit more private for you, at Kate Hartley UK, and I'll be happy to add those to the rotation of videos that I share on my platform. Today I'm actually going to be talking about why you're struggling to lose belly fat in particular through and beyond the menopause. Now, I've covered this in quite a lot of detail in previous videos, but I want to sort of take a slightly different angle to it today and talk about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. Essentially, the sympathetic nervous system is like our fight or flight response. That's when, if you are panicking, if you need to run away from something, the body goes into fight or flight mode. So essentially what happens, you might get that sensation of dread in your tummy. That's often the blood pulling away from your digestive system. Your digestive system slows right down because, of course, you don't need to be digesting food if you're running for your life, for instance, in an extreme circumstance. It's pumping, your blood pressure goes up, your heart is racing to pump the blood to the major muscles of the body so that technically you can run as fast as you can, or you can fight as strongly as possible. It also slows down your reproductive system, of course. Again, that's why high stress long-term can have a really negative impact if you're trying to conceive, for instance. That is the sympathetic nervous system in a nutshell. Your parasympathetic nervous system is more of your relaxation response. I think a lot of us think, you may understand the sympathetic nervous system, you can understand the concept of blood being pumped to your muscles for that fight or flight, and that is a very active system. Well, the parasympathetic nervous system, although it actively brings us to rest, it is also an active system. So say if you go sprinting up a hill, or just walk up a hill fast, or just maybe walk up a hill slowly and you're out of puff at the top, your parasympathetic nervous system is going to kick in. It's going to work to reduce your pulse rate, bring your blood pressure down, and make sure that your saliva starts working in your mouth again, your digestive system starts to work properly, and that you're not having so much blood pumping to the major muscles of the body, because now you're bringing on that relaxation response. And one of the major problems as we go through the menopause, essentially what happens, just in a nutshell, is your ovaries go into retirement. They no longer produce eggs. We have around about 400 eggs on average per woman, and once we've laid all our eggs, that's it, no more periods. Perimenopause, you might have periods a bit erratically. Sometimes they may be heavier and longer, sometimes they might just be for a couple of days, and then you may go for a few months with no period, and then all of a sudden you think you're postmenopausal because you've done 12 months without a period, and then on month 11, bam, one comes and gets you. That happened to me twice. I did 2 lots of 11 months, and then bam, and it was when we were about to go camping in the south of France. My kids were young, so everything fell on my shoulders. We have a massive tent, and the whole, like the pets and everything used to come with us. So it was a massive undertaking. We used to go for a long period of time too. So it's like packing my house into a car with the animals and the children to go camping. So twice that happened to me. And I think also that would indicate, or sort of demonstrates, our susceptibility to stress, particularly as the menopause happens. So essentially, now this, you might think, I actually don't believe what you're saying at all. To have a lot of menopause symptoms related to, or perimenopausal symptoms, is not normal. Now, if you have got symptoms, that it doesn't mean that you're abnormal, there's something wrong with you. But I want you to understand that when we have healthy functioning adrenal glands, so the adrenal glands pump out adrenaline and cortisol, which is tied into our sympathetic nervous system. So that fight and flight response is when we're pumping cortisol, pumping adrenaline around the body in order to make our muscles work better if we have to fight or flee. That has a negative, so our adrenal glands can get quite tired. And if our adrenal glands are exhausted because we're under chronic stress, it doesn't need to be running away from the danger all the time. It's just that we may have a high-powered job. We might be, caring for elderly parents. It is quite a stressful time of life in any case. We're becoming empty nesters. The dynamics in our relationships might be changing. It's quite hard, in all honesty, to eat really well. There's a lot of additives being put into our food. Food marketing labels have so much to be responsible for. You might be thinking you're buying something healthy because it's got natural on the packet, and actually it's full of things that you really wouldn't want in your body. I always say prepare food at home. I know a lot of people say, I'm too busy to do that. You have to get organized. Everybody is busy. We're all short on time. If you can really get your time management down well, you will have time to make food and batch cook. I mean, something I teach the ladies in my body confidence community is about healthy and easy meal prep. And I promise you, it actually saves you an awful lot of time in the future. And money too, because you're not wasting food. You know exactly what you're buying. You're saving electricity because you're batch cooking, you're batch preparing, and it works incredibly well. But it does take a willingness to want to sort of lean into that. So just going back to this long-term stress thing, if you are under a lot of stress, if you're not sleeping well enough, you're getting to the stage where you're just saying, I cannot get rid of the belly fat. So you're starting to starve yourself because you think by calorie restriction, naturally, if you're restricting your calories, you should technically lose weight. That can also be a stressor on your body. The whole calorie thing, the sort of calories in, calories out, is very simplistic. Calories are not created equal. Again, I talk a lot about this, but just compare an avocado and a donut. A donut is going to set up it might have fewer calories than the avocado, but it's going to set up a negative chemical reaction in your body because it's not food, it's junk. An avocado, on the other hand, may be more calorically dense, but it's full of really, really healthy stuff. And it's going to keep you fuller for longer. It's full of fiber, vitamins, minerals, healthy fats. So while the individual piece of avocado is going to have more calories, definitely choose the avocado over the donut, because the donut is going to make you want to eat more sweet stuff. It's going to trigger all sorts of negative things going on in your body. The avocado is just like, yeah, it's healthy. Your body is thinking, give me the avocado, because it knows it's full of the wholesome nutrition. When you eat well, your body doesn't have the cravings for the sugar. It shouldn't have those cravings. It's because we've become so out of alignment with what we should be putting into our bodies, and because packaged foods are very misleading. Listen, I mean, just take a look at the back of the package. If you can't read the ingredients, just stick it back on the shelf. Buy from the fruit, the meat, the fish, the vegetable aisle, whether you're vegan, non-vegan, Jane, whatever it might be. But choose the food that works best for you. That also leads me into intermittent fasting to a little bit. So caloric restriction can cause a stress in your body. Now, if your body's in stress, belly fat, it's going to increase your belly fat. You don't want to be eating too many calories, but it's not such a simplistic approach. If you're doing exercises, which you should be doing post-menopause, if you don't use your muscles, they will atrophy. You need exercise, strength training exercise, to keep your muscles strong, keep your bones strong, to keep your connective tissue strong, to help keep you stable so you don't fall over so easily. When you've got good muscles in your body, it will naturally spike your metabolism and it will help you burn fat more effectively. So again, it's not as simplistic as the calories in, calories out. Bringing me on to the intermittent fasting. I work with a lot of ladies who have been doing quite extreme intermittent fasting in the past, and they're finding that all of a sudden they're getting the belly fat. I'm a great believer in intermittent fasting. I think it serves a really great purpose. It allows your blood sugars to come down. It allows your digestive system to rest. If your digestive system is stressed, if it's not particularly healthy, you're going to really struggle to lose fat, particularly belly fat as well. Plus, you might have bloating and other sensitivities from the foods that you're eating, because again, we become more sensitive to certain foods through the menopause. So intermittent fasting, if you do follow that, I mean, I follow 16-8. So that means I fast for around 16 hours and I eat within an 8-hour window. I don't go crazy. I just eat when I'm hungry. I normally eat around sort of 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then I will I have my adaptogen herb superfood shake at about sort of 2:33, and then I'll have an evening meal. And I try and eat it not too late, ideally at 7, maybe a little bit before, but more realistically, it's sort of between 7 and 7:30. but that still keeps me within that window. And that doesn't really cause me any stress. It's important to remember we're all different as well. So what might be, you might find that more stressful. You may think, no, actually, I could do the, I'm trying to, 17-7, something like that. Does that work out? I think that works out. Honestly, my brain and maths and mental arithmetic, it just goes into shutdown. So excuse if I've got all my figures wrong. But the one I follow is 16-8. So I'm not even going to go down there. 15, 17, I don't know. I know that sounds really stupid, but that's just the way I am. So it's an intermittent fasting. If you are following that, and it used to work in the past, but it no longer does, I suggest probably making your eating window slightly longer so that you're not putting too much stress on your digestive system, your body, so you're not going for too long without food. It might just be that you need to change just a few things. Naturally, as we go through the menopause, estrogen levels fall, progesterone levels fall, testosterone levels fall. It tends to be that progesterone falls faster than our estrogen. And progesterone can have quite a calming effect on us. Estrogen, you might hear that you're estrogen dominant. It doesn't really mean that you've got loads of estrogen floating around in your body, but it just means that relatively progesterone falls faster than estrogen does, which can lead to this estrogen dominance. Your adrenal glands pump out the same amount of hormones as your ovaries did, which you might think, oh God, I never even knew that. Obviously, they're not as many after the menopause because we don't need as many because we're no longer fertile. We don't need as many sex hormones in our bodies, but they do serve the purpose that they back up the job of the ovaries. So if your adrenal glands are tired and your sympathetic system is constantly being, used, the fight and flight system, and you're not actively allowing your parasympathetic nervous system to kick in, or parasympathetic nervous system to kick in, you are not allowing your body enough time to rest and recover, which is vitally important if you want to get rid of belly fat. That doesn't mean to say, oh, well, you can just sit on the settee all day long and not do anything. Exercise has a very, very important role in a healthy menopause. But make sure it's something like high intensity interval training. So essentially, you are spiking your heart rate for a short period of time, and then you're allowing it time to come back to normal and rest and recover. And then you'll spike it again, and then it comes back down to rest and recover. What a lot of people tend to do is they do their high intensity interval training, but they're not allowing themselves time for their blood pressure, their pulse to come down to normal again before they do another stint. It might be that you need to allow yourself a little bit more time in between your intervals. I'm following a lovely program at the moment, which is largely like athletic bar. So it's a cross between bar, ballet, yoga, Pilates, but with quite an athletic twist to it. It is fantastic because it's all low impact cardio. So we spike our cardio a little bit, but then we do another move after that, which allows our heart rate to come back down to normal, but we're still using our muscles. So it's a really clever program. And like I say, you can do it zero impact if you want to. So it's really great for sore joints if you're having menopausal joint pain. But that program is going to be really helpful for somebody if you're struggling with belly fat. Not necessarily just that program, but it's a great example of one that a lot of ladies in my body confidence group are doing at the moment because we're getting such great results from it. It's actually a joy because I think we're all so programmed to think, oh God, we've got to sweat it out and it's going to be, no pain, no gain. That's just such a load of baloney. When you really love what you're doing, when you're really enjoying it, and it does get your heart rate going, but it also allows it time to rest and recover. And then also your recovery days. The program that I follow, it's 5 days on and then 2 days complete rest and recover. And we follow it as generally it's block periodization, which we normally work on a 3-week system of workouts. So 5 days a week, 4 or 5 days a week with 2 days complete rest. And then the final week, so the 3 out of the 4 weeks, the 4th week is recovery workout. So, very low impact, stretching, active recovery workouts. And that will get you really, really great results. So I think that sort of helps you understand the difference between the sympathetic nervous system, the fight and flight, and the parasympathetic nervous system, our relaxation. It helps us to recover back to balance. Where our bodies are always trying to find balance, homeostasis. It's really important that we allow our bodies time to be balanced between the faster pulse stuff and the slower pulse stuff. Sleep is incredibly important. You might say, yeah, but I'm menopausal. How the heck can I sleep? When we follow sleep hygiene measures, and I know that sounds really like dogmatic and oh God, that's so boring. But I promise you, when you start to really prioritize the chances of you sleeping well, so get off the screens before bed. That includes your phone. Avoid the blue screen. Avoid the white lights. Read a book or listen to an audiobook. That's what I do at night now. I put my audiobook on and I fall asleep so fast these days. Try not to eat too late. Avoid too much booze if you drink alcohol, and avoid, late night sugary stuff. Well, try and avoid sugary food altogether. I promise you, if you eat for health, your cravings will go away. I have adaptogen herbs every single day. Those are also great in helping you adapt to stress. So they support your adrenal glands. So they help to regulate the amount of cortisol in your body. I absolutely swear by them. When I am, my life has been, it goes through really, there's been various things that have caused a heck of a lot of stress. And sometimes, even when I'm sleeping as well as I can in a high stress environment, and I'm eating well and I'm exercising properly, I still notice I get blubber around the middle. It's that stress response. And sometimes it's a matter of doing what we can in order to try and alleviate the stress as much as we can. And I think the adaptogen herbs are a brilliant arsenal. They're a great tool in order to help you do that. Plus the ones that I take, they also contain pre and probiotics and digestive enzymes, so they're really good for your gut flora. When your gut is healthy and not inflamed, it really helps your mental health, which again will support that anxiety response that you might be getting because because your hormones are all over the shop and your stress hormones are triggering, they're firing more often than they would normally do. So just to sort of summarize that, if you have healthy adrenal glands, really you should not be suffering with any significant menopausal symptoms, any of them. Now, if you are getting symptoms, that doesn't mean to say you're a complete failure and everything's gone wrong. Please don't load more stress into your stress bucket already, but just know that there are certain things that you can do to help reduce that stress response. That is exercise, but the right kind of exercise. It's food as fuel. Eat fatty, make sure you're getting your essential fatty acids. So your omega-3s, your omega-6s, omega-9s also exist, but they're not they're not essential like the omega-3s and 6s are, because we actually can't create, we don't make the essential fatty acids ourselves. So you get those from things like fatty fish, nuts, seeds, that sort of thing. So if you're eating a wide range of just healthy foods, you're likely to be getting those. Make sure you're eating enough fresh leafy vegetables. Magnesium is a mineral that many of us are deficient in because we don't eat enough vegetables. You can have a magnesium supplement, but I think the best way to get the right vitamins and minerals is to try and get them through your food. They're much more bioavailable to us. Our bodies use them much more effectively than if we're just popping them in a pill. Vitamin D is incredibly important to help you manage your stress levels effectively and also to help you sleep better. If you can get outside into the daylight, within half an hour getting up. I know that's hard if you commute to work. You're probably going out in the dark and you're getting back in the dark. That might mean that you need to take a vitamin D3 supplement throughout the winter months. If you can get out at lunchtime for half an hour, just do that. Just get some sunlight or daylight on your skin. It's really, really important because it helps to set up your circadian rhythms, which are going to help you sleep better at night. We tend to have more cortisol in the morning. And then as the day goes on, our cortisol depletes and we get ready for, our sleepy hormones to take over. That's why I try and avoid bright lights before you go to bed as well. Just sort of let your body get into that sort of, okay, it's dusk, starting to feel a bit tireder now, and get to bed nice and early. The hours before midnight are way more effective than the hours after midnight. So if you can get a good 2 hours in before midnight arrives, you're really setting yourself up for success. And that's also going to help reduce that belly fat. The other thing I would say is you can have Epsom salt baths, a great source of magnesium that way. If you're struggling with consistent weight gain, just make sure to get your thyroid checked, because that can be it's very easy to test for, but it can also be an issue that might be rearing its head during sort of your menopausal years. So rule that out. There are things that you can do to help counteract that if you have got either an underactive or an overactive thyroid. If it's underactive, you're going to be gaining weight. If it's overactive, you might be suddenly losing weight. Another thing I think is a really great way just to sort of give you vital minerals that you might need, a boron. Get those from dates. Have a couple of dates every day. They're high in fiber. I call them like nature's toffees. And selenium, you get those from Brazil nuts. Try and eat up to about 3 Brazil nuts a day. It's a really great source of selenium. Really, really important for us. So, you know, I think if you're eating a wide range of seeds, nuts, healthy fats, lean protein. Protein is so important as you go through the menopause. I'll drop a link to a healthy protein guide that I put together a little while back. I wanted to know which food sources gave me the biggest bang for my buck as far as protein, because the majority of us are not eating enough protein, and our protein needs do go up as we go through the menopause. So I'll drop that link below. If you're watching this on Instagram or Facebook, then click the link in my bio. There's a link there for that protein guide. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I just understand that belly fat largely is a stress response, and that your parasympathetic, so your relaxation nervous system side of things, is an active system too. And it's really important that you allow that parasympathetic reset to occur. So make sure in between the craziness of your day that you're allowing yourself time for rest and recovery. And I mean, the body's great at maintaining balance, but sometimes we just need to give it a little bit of an extra support. And if you can focus on things that are going to help you reduce your stress response and improve your relaxation response, you're going to be doing yourself a lot of favors. I mean, I talk to ladies who eat well, their gut health is pretty good, they sleep well, they are exercising pretty well, but then they say, but then I go running. Running is a great way of cardio fitness, getting cardio fitness. Long distance running is not necessarily going to help you get rid of belly fat, because it's keeping those cortisol levels elevated. Strength training and high intensity interval training is going to be benefiting you most. It will help you get rid of the belly fat. It will help you gobble up stress hormones, but not to the degree that it then starts to contribute to more stress hormones going into your body. I hope that makes sense. And also, when you've got stronger muscles, like I said earlier, it helps to boost your metabolism, helps you burn fat more effectively. So just be mindful that you do need to exercise. You just need to do the right kind of exercise. If you are struggling to get started with your exercise and you want to find a routine that's going to support your menopausal health, I will put a link below here. That's why I help women all the time, is with menopausal weight gain, and you will find that you'll be eating more than you probably do now, and you'll be weighing less, your belly fat will go down, and you'll have a lovely long lean body with strong sculpted muscles rather than, you know, emaciating muscles, which technically they will atrophy. They will, unless you use them, you're going to lose them. And it's so important that not just for sort of the aesthetics, but for a healthy older age, that you're not falling over, that you're completely stable, that your balance is good, that your flexibility is good, that your mobility is good. It's really important that you do get started, and it's never too late to start. Somebody asked me the other day, she's, but yeah, I'm nearly 60, is it too late for me to start? It is never too late to start. You can achieve so much. You'll feel different after one day. You will start to notice the difference sort of 2 to 4 weeks in, you know, visually, and it's for life. I can help you if you're saying, oh, but I've only got 30 days to do something. I can help you in 30 days. But the system that I employ is for life, because we need to maintain our health. We need to maintain our fitness. We don't want to just have a quick thing and then let it drop off again, because what's the point in that? But if you've got, like, if you're going to a wedding, you've got a party you want to get ready for, I can get you major results in just a couple of weeks. But I am saying also that I will be encouraging you to follow the system for life, because that's what we need for a healthier older age. So I hope you found this helpful. If you've not done already, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes. Send me a message if you'd like me to add anything into my weekly rotation. I thank you so much for your company. I hope you have a great week and look forward to chatting to you soon.